Alright, today I'm going to show y'all how to do a jack shaft. I got a bearing that's bad right there, and it's allowing the shaft to slide out. So, first things first, on both sides, there's a 9/16 nut. We're going to take that off. Alright, I got both my bolts out right there. This pulley right here, it's got a set screw, so you're just going to loosen that off in there. Now this pulley should come off. Might need a little convincing, a little tappy tap, but I'm gonna have to hold this with my other hand, so I gotta stop recording for a second. Alright, so the pulley's right there. I like to take a small flathead, get it underneath the keyway, just work it in there, push it right on up. It comes out a lot easier. Take this washer, put that there, keyway there with the pulley. Sleeve with the pulley. Alright, this is going to be 7/16, and there's a nut on the other side. These hold this bearing in place, keep it from moving out. So we're going to take those off. Hopefully we can get this bearing out. And if we can do that, we can slide this all the way off that way and take the pulley off, but we might not be able to. We might have to take this pulley off first. We'll see when we get. Alright, now those screws are out. We're going back in with new bearings anyway. We'll just hit it to where there's a gap there, and then gives you a good flat hit. I personally have this tiny pry bar. Right behind the snap ring, should pop it right on out. Might have to work both sides of it a little bit. Again, like I said, it's hard to do with one hand, so let me stop recording for a second. Okay, so this bearing is in there a little bit tighter than it should be. It's like it seized in there. It's probably been in there a while. So we're going to take this pulley off. The spacer, should be a spacer in there. Spacer out. We're going to take this pulley off. We're going to drive it this way. It's going to knock the bearing out. Alright, you can see where it's been wearing into that pulley where it came off there. Keyway stayed in it, so we're going to leave that. There's your spacer for it. You can see all the metal shavings here. I just had somebody clean this lane this morning, and all this was just from like one frame, if that. So we got that all off. Should be able to drive the shaft back this way and knock this pulley, this bearing out now. So let's see what we got. Alright, I got the key stock for the keyway, got the pulley on. Make sure to always put the belt on. I forget that a lot, and I have to go back and take everything back off to put the belt on. There we go. Belt on top. Now we're going to put this bearing in first and put the set screws on. So I got a brand new one right here. And I have my install tool right there. So I'm going to take a trusty dusty hammer, and then we're going to put the set screws in. Alright, I don't use the factory bearings from Brunswick. I use these 6204 VVNR. Practically the same thing. Only difference really in them is these don't do this. They're just a regular bearing with a snap ring on it. Same thing. Actually, I find these work a little bit better. So we're going to go up, we're going to put this on the other side, do the same thing. And these bearings are serviceable. So you can pop this rubber seal off of there and repack them with grease. What you should do. But same thing, we're going to slide the bearing on. We're going to get the install tool on. And I'm gonna have to have both hands, but I'm gonna see if I can. There we go. Still a gap there, but it should pull in with the pulleys on the back. We'll see. So everything should be right here. Spacer, washer, key, I'll put the pulley on first. Pulley, line it up, hammer, line the key up and just tap it in. Alright, keys in, and see there's about the same amount of gap here as there is here. So when I put that bolt in and tighten it down, it should pull that shaft in the rest of the way. And of course it's turning the whole shaft. So again, you gotta stop recording for this. Okay, I got it in there, got it all sucked up. Spacer, pulley, bolt. Spacer. Pulley has the keyway in it. So we're gonna turn this where the keyway is facing up. Lined up together. I'll take a little plane to get it all lined up right. Well, once it's lined up, tap it on there. Bolt. Grab your wrench to tighten that, but I'm gonna go ahead while I'm here. Put this belt back on. Woo. There we go. And really, after you do this, the only adjustment that has to be made, you have to make sure that this is lined up correctly. Otherwise, your ball wheel belt will walk to one side or the other. So I'm going to tighten that bolt down. I'm going to put everything back together and call it good. So I turned it on and my ball wheel is right there on the edge. So we're going to move this over a little bit to keep that from happening. We're going to tighten that down and see what that does there. Alright, it's riding much better closer to the middle now, so it should be good. I'm going to put this lane back in service.